Welcome everybody back to another 30 Years to Life 2014 edition. Once again, this is my top 10 of that year, and once again, this is my top 10. This is movies that I feel that I can go back and watch again and enjoy, or some part of them enjoy. So here it is, guys. Coming in at number 10 is Nickelodeon's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was the reboot that came out, and to be honest with you, even though this is in my top 10, it's still not one of my favorite movies of that year. Only because there's so much wrong with this movie that I did not like about it, especially things as the look of the Turtles, but the fact that I grew up with Ninja Turtles and they made a new movie, I was interested. Coming in at number 9 is Maleficent, starring Angelina Jolie. And to be honest with you, this movie, I thought she played the role very well. I'm not a big Sleeping Beauty fan. Didn't know really much of the story or anything about that. I remember parts of the cartoon. But this reimagining of it was actually pretty good. The only thing I did not like about this film was the fact that they end up making her like the good guy. The Maleficent was fucking evil in the fucking cartoon. I remember that part, and then they made her good in this film, and it just I pass on. But still, it's a watchable movie for me. Coming in at number 8 is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I loved Rise of the Planet Apes, and it was one of my top films of that year, which I'll get into that when I get to that year. But this movie right here was just as good, but well, let me change that. I think it wasn't as good as the original, but it still had its own, and I enjoyed Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Coming in at number 7 is Annabelle, and this is one of my top horror movies of that year. Not the number 1, but definitely number 2. I loved Conjuring. Conjuring was one of my favorite films when it came out, and when we got the spinoff of Annabelle later on, and I thought this movie right here was actually really, I liked it. I mean, a lot of people, they didn't like it or whatever and whatnot. I actually went to the theater and seen it, and I thought it was actually pretty good. I might do a review on this later on, but right now, number 7, Annabelle. Coming in at number 6 was my top animated film of the year, which was Big Hero 6. It's based on a Marvel comic, and actually, I really liked this movie. I thought it was really well done. It looked really good, and Disney really did a great job with it. I love Betamax, and it's one of those movies that my kids love, and then I can sit there and like it too, especially with it being a superhero type movie. So definitely, Big Hero 6 is at number 6. Coming in at number 5 is a movie that will probably surprise you on how kind of low this is on the list, because this movie ranks real high on a lot of people's Marvel chart on when you look at the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that's Captain America Winter Soldier. I thought this movie was fantastic. Russo brothers knocked it out of the park with this one. But the thing is, even though I like this film, there is 4 other movies that I thought I watched a little bit more than this one. But definitely, it is one of the top Marvel movies, and I really like this Captain America movie a lot better than I liked, the first one, the first Avenger. So definitely, Captain America, Winter Soldier, number 5. Coming in at number 4 is the Purge Anarchy. Like I've said before, I really like these Purge movies, and this one was the way the first one should have probably been. And it's my top horror film of 2014, and it's definitely way up there. I kind of give a little bit of a review of this in my Purge, the first Purge on the Den of Horror show that I do. So, but for 2014, this is my number 4. Coming in at number 3 was a movie that shocked the shit out of me on how much I actually watch it and like it, and that's Guardians of the Galaxy. Because I had no knowledge of these characters whatsoever. I was like, what the fuck is this? And to be honest, I went into this movie not knowing anything about these characters, and I walked away actually really liking this film. And the fact that you get the introduction of all these characters that goes in now in the MCU, I couldn't even think about the MCU now without him. Chris Pratt is fucking fantastic. I actually like him as an actor, and that's why Guardians of the Galaxy is number 3 for me. Coming in at number 2 is XMen, Days of Future Past. This movie right here is the definitive X-Men movie. They did a great job with this film. It's a sequel basically to First Class, and the thing is, basically they retcon everything that ended up happening in the original X-Men. A lot of the continuity problems that we had is gone after this movie. They got rid of a lot of it, and then the fact that they even bring back the original X-Men from the first trilogy into this movie is fantastic. And this movie right here is definitely one of the best of 2014. Coming in at number 1, surprise, surprise, is Amazing Spider-Man number 2. Me being a big Spider-Man fan, of course this is probably going to be at number 1. Also, is because of the fact that, in my personal opinion, this is the best Spider-Man film that we got. Yes, there is problems with it, and I'll acknowledge that. But to be honest, this right here is one of the best Spider-Man films that we have gotten to date. And yes, it's better than even Homecoming. I will end up doing a separate review of what I think of this film, actually, and probably all of the Spider-Mans. The top out of the 6 movies, I'll probably do like a top 5 of them or whatever like that. So look for that to come, probably on one of my throwback and rewind videos. But that is my top 10 for 2014, guys. Leave a comment box in the box below. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And until next time, guys, that is it.